Hello again, Peter.
Hi, Enrique. Where are you taking me today? I heard that we are going around the world again with BIM.
Exactly. We're taking a long flight here, overseas flights. We are going to America, South America, because we have our guest from Uruguay, and she's waiting for us on the room. So let's bring her over, right?
Come over.
Come over, Natalia. Welcome to the BIM Cafe.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. How are you guys?
We're doing very well. Thank you very much. Thanks for accepting our invite. This is great. Just having women in BIM. This is something which we are just looking for. So it's great to have you, and looking forward to hear from you your stories today.
Oh, well, thank you. I hope you'll find that interesting. So
We'll do.
thank you so much.
Perfect. So, Natalia, you can see below, she's an architect. Again, we mostly have architects coming over to BIM, nothing against them, okay? But we have a different profile here, no? Of course, a woman from a different market, continental market. So we can see maybe new things, how things are going in Uruguay, in America, because Natalia will explain later. She has worked all over North America and South America. So she will tell us a bit about the situation generally over that continent. So a pleasure to be here. Welcome again. I will display a bit the interview. We stop the music. We get serious now. No jokes apart.
Yeah. No serious. Natalia, I think the one things which Enrique, of course, explained it to you. I'm looking for some profitable money in the whole process. You know how the companies can just get the benefits from the BIM. This is one of the common questions with the CEOs asking when we going to the new engagement with them and we start to working on BIM. They asking us how much money I will get it out of implementing BIM and running BIM, etc., etc. So I try to be very pragmatic, and I try to find the money in the whole process. And I can tell you, it's not easy to find. Okay?
Of course, it's not easy, but I'm sure that you're going to be saving a lot of money implementing BIM in your company.
You say that like this is one of the key things, like we do to make money with BIM. You don't make money, you save money. Okay, so that's why he's telling to him all decisions like the money is already here. You just need to save it and use it more wisely. And BIM allows us to do that.
More effectively, yeah.
Guys, I love you both, but they just if you go to the shop and you're saying, you buy the something for 1,000 euros or dollars, whatever, and instead of 1,000 you buy for 900. They're saying, I save 100. No, you spend 900. That's the point. Again, sorry. You get me talking.
It's a tough one, Natalie. It's a tough one, but we will make the work happen. Okay, so let's jump into the interview, guys. This is more or less the points we present and we prepare with Natalia. First of all, we run through a presentation for herself and her studio, what she does, and so on, and then we will discuss a few points, the implementation from her perspective. And we'll discuss two extra topics which are interesting: the Women in BIM Association, in which Natalia is a member of, and the BIM maturity of the BIM status, how it's been happening in America in general. So we said Natalia, she's based in Uruguay, but she works America-wise, so she can give us a scope about the US, Canada, also Central America, and other continents, South America too. So first of all, Natalia, you please take the floor and introduce yourself, what you do, how your work came to, how your life arrived to BIM, and so on.
Okay, well, I am an architect. I have a master's degree in project manager in BIM, and I started working in this since I was 18 years old. So I have been in the industry for several years. And then what happened was my business partner asked me to join the company Studio SA, and we started working. I mean, he was working already for different markets, and I joined the project Studio SA. And basically, we are giving outsourcing services. Studio SA is a BIM company services that offers outsourcing, and we work for United States, Canada, Latin America too, Ecuador, Peru, Brazil. Also, we work in the Bahamas, Paraguay, and Chile. So We have plenty of experience in this part of the globe. And actually, my role is COO, and also I am head of quality control. And what we seek in the company is to make project and life easy for architects. So we design our own personal system. So we are really, over the last 8 years, we have developed this system which is focused mainly on quality. And also it's supported by our team that is made up with the best professionals in Latin America, because we train them and we look really for talents. We spend a lot of time on the interviews and selecting them. So after that, I mean, we are so obsessed about the quality that we became the first company in Latin America that is certified in ISO 9001. And so that is really a really important things for us, because since BIM is a methodology, we need to make sure that we follow process and we follow systems. And getting these certifications also, it doesn't have to do as much with BIM, but how the company works. And then we're looking for our certification to the ISO 1950.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We are already working with that. We are. It's part of our system. We are always. I mean, all our team is working with that, but we are not having the certification yet. This is kind of it didn't arrive here. It's kind of like there are changes, So during these 8 years, and I'm going to finish this presentation, we had done 4 million square meters in BIM, and we have been, let's say, participating in projects all around in USA, Canada, Bahamas, Brazil, Ecuador, Peru, Chile, Paraguay, and of course Uruguay is where we are located, our headquarters, but we have teams all over Latin America. So that's a little bit of what I do.
Very good. So just
managing the whole America, basically, just managing the whole America from Alaska to Cabo del Fuego.
And potentially we will find some money on Bahamas. So that's where
I was thinking that's a good place for money.
That's a good place for money, guys. I think we can get something out of it. So
yeah.
I hope BIM. Okay, very good.
Good. Just one general question before to jump off, because you mentioned this ISO 19650. And for people who doesn't know, this is the ISO who tells you how to work in BIM, right? They're going to tell you how the thing needs to be done and so on. And I'm going to ask you one question. Do I need to have the certification to be able to work with BIM, or can I do it without that certification? Because do you know what I mean? Like, do I need to have this stamp of this badge on my profile to be I can do BIM, or you really can do BIM without it?
You really can do without it. What the certification does is just it's checking that you are really working with it. It implies a lot of discipline, because when we get certified with ISO 9001, we get reviews every year about how our system works. So if you get certified, I mean, it's important for your clients that you are actually following the standards. As you know, BIM is trying to speak all the same language. We need to have all the same way of working, just let's say. And having that is like, okay, because everybody can model, can just build, do a Revit course, 40 hours, and let's say, oh, I'm doing BIM, but that is not BIM, So you need to take these things serious and really understand what is a common data environment and how to do eventually with the big projects, So you can work without having that certification, of course, but you need to know what you are talking about and what you are offering, that it's really about BIM and it's not just modeling and giving out. Exactly. It doesn't matter the program, but you need to work. You need to know that you are not going to just model and that's it, because you can deliver a model, you base it on your own criteria and it's going to be okay, but the other person would find it useful. So that gives you like a backup to say, okay, I know that you are following the standards. I know that I can look for the information in the way that it's supposed to be, where it's supposed to be. So, I mean, it should be making the difference, you know. But it's not at this time. It's not a mandatory thing.
Yeah.
Very good. So but when you talk about it, Natalia, I think when I hear standards, I like it. This is good. When I see certification, that's really just I have the yellow or orange lamp we have flashing, because it means that I need to pay for it, right? And I need just to pay extra. And if I pay, I'm not saving. So I'm just worried. I'm worried. It just, again, this is a yellow flag for me.
It doesn't matter just because that gives you you are sure that we are going to work in the most efficient way. So it doesn't mean that it's not going to cost more. It's because we are working and we are continually trying to make the process work better. You know, it doesn't mean that we have to work more. It's like we are going to invest maybe less hour than the other ones. It's going to be like an extra cost, but we're going to use it less hours than the rest of the persons, because we have that system that we just go over through lesson learn from the mistake and start. It's just like a live system. When you get certified, that is mandatory. So it's not that you're going to pay extra. Maybe you pay less, but you won't get the exact quality product that you're looking for.
So you can charge more after you get a certification also.
Yeah, but it's not the main of. I mean, I know that the work that we do is really good. So maybe I mean, we are competitive. I am not going to talk about the other about my
No, but that's okay. It's a question of principles. No, I think Natalia, very good. I understand it's needed. I got it. Good. No worries. That's important.
No, it's okay.
Fantastic. So we'll already start to talk about one of the main things about BIM implementation, which is you have the certification to work with BIM, the ISO 19650. And here I draft 4 dimensions, 5 strategies. This is the information you guys have on the Studio S of how to implement BIM. Now, this is more or less your playbook, right? Like when you go to the company, so okay, let's implement BIM. We follow this dimension. We have these 5 strategies. So explain to us how you guys do this, and to sit together and say, okay, we analyze people, process, policies, technology, and blah, blah, blah.
Okay. Implementing BIM in an organization has more to do with changing the culture than with implementing technology. So first of all, you need to understand the persons, the team that you are working with. So that's our first approach when we do an implementation. And that it doesn't matter where you're based or where you're located, because we did several implementations in Uruguay. We are currently making an implementation in Paraguay. So it's the same thing, but you need to have this planning. Eventually it's going to change in some way, because you need to be flexible. But first thing is understanding the company, the culture, and the way that they work. So you can start merging BIM into their systems. So that becomes the first stage of the roadmap in an implementation BIM. So you need to be aware that they need to learn a new language. The thing that we have been talking from start, that language needs to be the same for everybody. And then you need to start with the BIM basics, with the foundation. So the most challenging part when implementing BIM are the persons. So you need to have a planning for that. So what we do is we carry a diagnosis. So we start making surveys. We ask the people, because the team is the ones who are going to make this implementation successful. So you need to have them by your side. You need to, they need to feel that they are not going to be alone, because implementing BIM can be frustrating. because that implies learning a new technology, a new software, and the people are going to start feeling frustrated and not know how to do, and they're going to feel like they don't can advance as they were supposed to, because, okay, if I do this the old way, I'm sure I will be finished. No? So we start making a few questions about, for example, which is your biggest fear? How do you feel about technology? Do you think like you are a fast learning in technology, for example, stuff? And then we just analyze all the questions, and then we start building the planning for the training, and how we need to focus our training, and in which areas we need to put more attention than others. Sometimes you find like a company that no one has BIM certificate, for a Revit, for example, certificate. So you need to start really from scratch. Some other companies, the 90% of the team had a Revit course, so that's a different start. So you need to plan the training really customized, but you need to base that in the surveys. So after that, so we just analyze the company organization, because that implies changing roles, developing new roles, because BIM has like the BIM coordinator, the BIM specialist. It's not the same. So you need to know how the organization and it's set up, in order to understand that some of them are going to change the role to a different one, and which are going to be the new responsibilities. So you need to do that carefully. And the most important part is, like I said first, everybody needs to be involved. Mostly the directors, the owner of the company, but also the team. So I know I am speaking, but you can just stop me if you want to.
No, you're talking very well. It's not a problem. But I have just the one problem, Natalia. I apologize, but you told me that thanks to the ISO, and just again, I apologize for being direct with this, but you said that you will save some time and save money. Then you're just talking to me that when we implement the BIM, people telling that it will take more time. So, hey, are we just saying so or not?
No, I was referring to that they think like they will take more time developing the same when changing the technology.
Okay.
I mean, implementing BIM, it's just making an inversion in order to save into the future. But in between, you need to understand that the persons are going to do the same. It's going to take longer, and the person is going to think, "Oh my God, I am dealing with this new program. I am getting frustrated. If I do the old way in CAD, for example, I know that I should be finished by now." Right. But then you need to start changing the mindset of the person when you are implementing that. That's what you need. That's what
it takes more time.
It takes more time. That's what the person's. It's the more challenging part when you are implementing, because you need them, because they are the ones who are doing the entire process of BIM. That's what I'm referring to, not about taking more time than they used to be. In the implementing phase, maybe they can be frustrated.
Okay, I trust you. I trust you.
I have one question. We don't interrupt you, Natalia, because we're very polite, but you just keep talking. So we let you the place to talk. This is your moment now, no? So, but one question with the thing about the people and the survey. This is something I listened to some other colleagues on to them in the recent fairs. I've been present in Madrid and Munich. That first step when you go to implement BIM to a company, and so you test the people who is eager to change, who's not, who is the one who is more advanced with technologies, who is the one who is more reticent to them. And it's very important, we say in Spanish, to find a mirlo blanco, this like white bear, this person who highlights, who like enhance, highlight over the rest, who is more keen to change, who is really the one who wants to carry that. He's the BIM lover. He's the BIM lover in the company. Even if it's not in low range, it's a low range, it's a lower range. If it's not high, it's not the on the management level, if this is arrived a month ago, but that's the person you need to put the forward, because it will be like way talking in an army language, is to infiltrate towards the enemy, right? So you take that person to go through inside the rest of the stuff, what they call this white bear, no? It is real.
Exactly.
You need to really look for the.
Yeah, that's real. You need to find. I mean, you need to find your ally. You know, you need to find that person. And
that hear about battles, you see, Peter, this is like a battle, no, between allies, infiltration.
Yeah. I mean, because.
But battles are more money. If I need to go to the war, I will spend more money. I'm looking for saving money, not spending more money. Okay, guys, battle not good. Battle not good. Money is spent on the battles. I'm sorry. Okay.
When you find that guy, that means that everybody in the company, the team, is going to look for that person.
Exactly.
And it's going to make the process easier. The people are going to feel comfortable in asking. They can ask them, and maybe they are shy. We try to be as open as possible, of course, trying to be there 24/7. So yeah. So everybody's looking for that.
Look, go to the company, look for the white bear. That will be your best ally, not coming from the outside. So you can start to link with that person. That person will be your extension on the inside of the staff to carry out with the implementation. It's something I hear. So this is a very interesting story. Like, let's share with some.
It's a strategy.
Part of the strategy, exactly. Well, we talked mainly about the people or processes, but in terms of the strategies, those strategies, you have them predefined, as you said before. You guys use it depending of the person, the process, the roles, or how do you draft those 5 models that you made? Why there is 5 strategies? It's mainly why those 5.
Yeah, then we have to make, I'll talk about the roles, and then we have to do the implementation. Is how you do it. You need to study the company, their process, their templates, because that is going to be all in this new system. And if they don't, that's another story. But let's assume that they do. So you just start from there. But then you need to put that in practice. So we develop pilot projects where all the company gets involved, and we train them. We just make they need to use the standards. We develop these standards and the templates that for all the companies, and then we put that into the field and get the feedback, and then we have to iterate until the team can work by their own and they feel comfortable. So an implementation takes the time. If you rush it, you're not going to get good results. So what you need to do, I mean, you're looking for a successful implementation. You need to look for that the client, it really feels that they can work in an independent way. So then, and only then, is when the implementation is finished. Because if I told you, okay, I'm going to be with you 6 months, for example, and 6 months I'm going to make my report, my timesheet and stuff, and that should be it. That is not it's not going to be successful. So what we are looking for is for a successful. This is going to take longer. We need to know why it's going to take longer. It's not going to I'm not going to charge you more, because my goal is to make this implementation successful for both ways, for both parts. So that's how we do it. I mean, we invest a lot of money, and we go also we make some visits to the company. So you can do everything online, but if you have we went to Paraguay. So we met the team and started working, feel more involved and more close to the persons. So that is it's helpful. Even, just one visit, it changed significantly the success of the implementation.
Mm-hmm. Just from my understanding, when you think about the implementation of BIM, are you guys going for the fixed rate for this, or are you going for the time and material? Sorry, very precise question, because you're saying I will not charge you more. Okay, I hear you, but if the client wants to stay 3 years with you, how you will make money out of it. Again, sorry, money is my obsession. Sorry for that.
No, I understand that it's your obsession, but obviously we set some goals and we measure with KPI. So we have our own system that measure that. So we talk and that by this time you should be in this. I mean, we are obsessed of also money too, saving and make you earn more money. So every project that we have, every project has their own goals that needs to be, accomplished. So if we find something that is not quite there, we just review it and then make another trend in the planifications. Yeah, we just need to add the adjustment. So you're not going to just follow a process. We are following the process and we are following the team. So it's not going to be like 3 years if the client, it doesn't feel, we show numbers. We're people of numbers too. So we show numbers to the clients and we should let's try something else instead of be 3 years, or then hire us, because
makes sense.
It will be cheaper. It will be cheaper. You hire
it will
us,
be
no?
cheaper, of course. Yeah.
Got it.
Fantastic. Well, good, Natalia, good for that. And just linking with all the implementation things, I picture here these two big main questions, which is to talk basically about the barriers, the roadblocks that we have on the implementation of BIM, which are the typical questions, complaints, claims that people or companies in general make to you guys about implementing BIM or new technologies.
Yeah, well, I just mentioned a couple of ones early. People, it's one of the most barriers that I find. Also, the persons, the directors or the owners, because they want to save money and as Brett said, I want to start gaining money. So because I need the implementation to this be done, the sooner the better. So that's something that we need to work that. So showing a planning, showing numbers to the client, showing how we're going to how we follow the project, that makes our clients feel less stressed and have more confident and the understanding that it's not going to take 1 month, because you have to do a process. So both of the time and the people, as always. I mean, like because it's a methodology that is based on persons, and that I think that is the most challenging things that we find while implementing.
I like this. I like what you said also at the beginning, that the main challenge we are changing people and culture. This is the big
Yes.
phase. No, we are not just doing a different coding and programming a different machine. We are humans, so we need to have.
We're changing the culture of a company, of course.
Yeah.
We need to be aware of that, so it doesn't happen from night to day or upside down.
I have a problem with the people who just came to change the culture of my company, but that's my personal problem, because I don't believe it that you can do this as an external consultant. So I will be very reluctant to listen to you, both you guys. And it looks that you agree between you, right, Enrique and Natalia, but I think the changing of the company culture, I don't think so. I will allow you to do this. I don't think so. It makes sense.
For example, if you, Pedro, you are hiring us as Natalia and Enrique consultants, so how either you see the need or you are attracted by what we want to tell you, no?
Yeah, but I think the company culture is the same as your cultures, which you have, right? Where I'm Polish, you're Spanish, Natalia, she's from Uruguay, so we have already the basic part of the culture, which is in us. So it's dramatically impossible to do this. I will not be able to change some part of it. So
that part, yes, but
yeah, but same thing with the companies, right? You go to the company, we have the 100 years of existence, and if you're telling them that you change the culture, I will just be very skeptical. But I'm learning, guys. If you can Yeah,
But
no.
I see this
It's
change
a,
doesn't need to be upside down. It's not like 100% reversing
of
everything. No?
course,
It's slowly progressing. We're not like,
you
okay,
need to
put on
change
the
the
wall.
way that you do things. If you're not willing to change the way that you do some things in your company, then you're not going to be able to have a successful implementation in it.
Sure. So no, I think that's a semantic only, because I think by definition, if it's very difficult to change the culture, it's more easy to change the processes and internal parts, etc., etc. So I think we're talking about the same
Maybe
stuff.
maybe it's something about the translation between what we do Spanish and English, but it's something that it's about that. You need to be comfortable in changing process that you
Yeah,
have for several years that are going to be 100% different than the way you work right now,
sure.
and that needs to be in all levels. So it's going to touch all levels in the company. It's not going to just be on the process, on the production area. It's going to touch every single level in the company.
Marketing, sales, and this, yeah, everything is affected.
Yeah,
So,
the people who makes the quote too, because you need to find another way to make your.
they need to know what is being, no? They need to know what is behind all that. No? That's my belief too.
Okay. No, I hear you guys. Okay, just not a problem. I'm just maybe I have a little bit more experience in terms of thinking about the changes in the companies and the culture. It's something which is very impossible to change, but that's okay. I hear you.
Well,
Okay.
one generic question here, Natalia, out of curiosity, that because when you're going there as an external consultant trying to impose a change, okay, don't like the word impose, but actually you're trying to say, no, do the things this way instead of that way. How do you say your clients, they come to you and they say you, okay, just come and help us to do this, or you convince them in a way that you need to have this? Because it's a different feeling if I pay you to do this because I know I want what you're offering me, or a different feeling is that when you sell me, what do you think I need? Do you understand what I mean? Like, is the way the customer look
Yes.
for you, you look for your customer, because that really changed the way you go there. You need to convince or you need to apply what your boss telling you to do. It's
Right
very
at
different.
this moment, all the clients that we have implementing BIM, they all came to us because they search us on the web. I mean, we are referenced in Latin America and they wanted to work with us. So at this moment, we didn't have that experience of trying to sell the implementation to another person. And that make it easier because the ones who came for us, they know that they need the change, they need
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, that's right. What I
So
mean. Mhm.
that's easy. That's easy when you sell in the selling part. Just
Mhm.
it's more easy.
Mhm. And another question here: when you go there to implement in the company and so on, who is the person who contact you? Are they on the top levels, like CEO level, or some managing directors, or some people basically on the staff? Because one of my beliefs, I try also to spread on the BIM Cafe, is that you need to have the support from the whole company, but mainly from the top, because
Yes.
if the directors and everyone, they don't have the knowledge and the support for you to do the implementation, people they won't follow. But if it's something more important, sometimes it will make it work. So who is the person who
Yeah.
contact you? Middle, high level, low level? Who are the person who approach to you and say, come over and implement
So
me?
high level owners, C levels that they are in charge of. Yes, and I have been talking with some colleagues, like sharing experience, and they 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 told me some stories. Like they say, "Oh, Natalia, I tried to implement it because I have a guy in the office that she learned some. They know about Revit, for example, and they mentioned the program, and it didn't, it said it wasn't successful. We tried, but we couldn't, and that's where everything is not right, because you mean like all the pressure and everything, it's on one person that made that curse, and maybe that person have 3 4 projects model, you know, and that person needs to develop all the standards, all the process, all the methodology, and the upper levels, I mean, the C levels, the owner of the company, don't know how to use Revit, don't know how to do it. So everything is on this guy, and that is where it's not there. You don't need to go there. You're going to be failing and investing money and losing money because that person is going to be frustrated and does not have another one to ask because it's working on his own, alone. So it's going to be a disaster, So you need to, I mean, a poor guy, like
all the pressure,
all the pressure, all the decisions that person had to make. So it's kind of it's not the way.
No, the failure.
Congratulations if the people are coming to you directly from the references. I think it's a very good sign, and I think it's talked to me much more than ISO 9001. But
I mean, it's a strategic also. Some companies also need to work only with another companies that are certified. So
correct.
You enter to another, you have another market. You can get clients that you weren't able to get it, no matter how good you are, if you get that certification or not. So that's another part of that benefits, because some companies, big companies, only work with certified companies.
Correct.
Fantastic. Okay, guys, we somehow close this chapter unless anyone has something else to say about the implementation.
The big topic. My God, let's talk about it.
So, a main reason here when I approached Natalia first online when we met her is through this organization Women in BIM, which already has more than 10 years in BIM, and somehow it gathers, I guess all the women around the world who work and have a role in BIM. You will be the one training us about it, Natalia, so please take it.
Okay, so Women in BIM is a non-profit organization. So we seek for support women in the AEC industry. So we want to keep them. We don't want them to go away. So the mentor scheme is one of the most important projects that we have. And I am happy to be the mentor lead and part of the core team of the Women in BIM. So what we do is like we try to help. I mean, as a group, we try to elevate the image of the woman in the industry, and one of the ways is creating opportunities for women to connect and support to each other. So that's the main reason of that. So
understand. So tell me just how the mentoring scheme looks like. What this is like. 1 year program, this is the 2 years program, this is the 6 months, this is voluntary, this is just regular, can you just give us some insights how it works in terms of the organization?
It's a 6 month approx more or less program. Just that depends because when the mentor and mentees, they can keep going even though our mentor scheme period it ended, so they can continue talking to each other, and it's all like voluntary. I mean, we have the mentors that offers to share their knowledge to other women, and that's it. Like, you need to apply. Our applications are going to start on January. So
good.
The thing,
we will make promotions for you. No worries. That's good.
That's good. Please, mentors and mentees, everybody.
No, I think it's a good idea. I like it. But you need to tell. Okay, so I understand the structure. It's a voluntary. It's a 6 months. What is is there any particular topics which you guys just covering, or this is really depending on the individuals, or it's more structure?
No, that depends on the individual. I mean, we make forms, so and then we match the mentor with the mentee that have the same area of interest. So we ask the mentee which are the areas that she wants to go, like I want to explore that thing or that area. We don't train, that is important to say. We don't train in the programs. We are not like telling everybody how to use Revit, for example. What we do is we share experience that we have been through. We can give some advice. So then we make the matches. If there are 4 countries, based on the location too, because sometimes we have so many different locations and the time zone is not helping, and also matching the language. We have a really big community that speaks Italian, and another that Portuguese too.
Italians are everywhere.
Yeah, we need to embrace Latin America. So I'm trying to make it like more visible in Latin America. But I mean, it's really fulfilling, see like people want to help another woman. I mean, I have been through a lot, and I wasn't aware that I was going through, like obviously men over women and stuff. But the question that these girls have is like, how do I get promoted? How can I change my career? I want to evolve, but my company does not see me. Am I doing something wrong? But tell me, what are you doing? And I can lead you, can give you my advice, my perspective. And we have a lot of mentors that really have experience in everything. The mentors, maybe they're men or women, or non-binary. It doesn't matter. But the mentees are always women. And when we do that, we ask for the mentee if they feel comfortable with a man mentor. So we just try to keep that, but it's a really, this year we made like, I don't remember, like 70 matches. We want to make more the next year. And now this week we are closing. We are having regional meetings, so to see how the program is working and how everybody felt about it. It's important. If they find what they were looking for, so that it's important, because we don't have a topic. We can suggest some topics, but eventually the conversation between the mentor and mentee is going to be changing and adjusting to each person, because we don't know the person first. I mean, we interview the mentees, but then they can change and they see some other advice that they get from the mentor.
They will develop their own relationship and their own.
Exactly.
Where we can find some more information about it, because just I think the link which is on the presentation, I'm not sure if it's the right one. So what's the place where we can find more info, so we can share it with the folks on the chat?
Okay, you need to go to womeninbim.org, O-R-G, and then you have on the ribbon you have a section that says mentor scheme, and then you will find all the information there. Application scheme is open in 2023 in January, so that is going to be announced soon. And then you have that explains everything, you have that the application process, the matching process, when you're going to get the handbook, that it's important.
Yeah, very good. No, this is very nice. I think you really guys doing the very, very, very nice things, and very, I think it's really great to support you with all of this effort, because I think it's important, and I am the big fan of diversity, guys. So it's just I really believe that that's something which can help us to create a better world. I know it sounds very big, but I think it's really the way to do it.
Start big. You need to start thinking big. Of course, it's yeah, for making the change. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking like I need to do something more. I mean, I have my own company, and I mean, I feel like I start feeling like what else, not what else, and everything just getting just the puzzle and the stuff were just getting together. And then I saw the mentor scheme, the mentor lead open position that the girls were doing, Nicole and Rebecca, and I applied. And I said like, okay, this is what I really want to do. I want to give that extra, because there was so many times that I wonder myself, can I ask someone, how can I handle with this? How can I do, how can I handle this situation? And that is important. And I think like if the young Natalia will have that, it would be
Opportunity.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be amazing.
It's really good, and I also like the way that the mentees are not really men or women. It can be anything. So you are not closing that part of we're helping women here, but anyone can
No,
be.
mentees,
So
mentees
mentors,
only
sorry,
women. But
mentors.
mentors
Yeah,
can be either women or men.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So the mentors can be anyone, any gender. So you are just taking advice from a person, no agenda, from a person itself, to don't feel so
Yes.
alone and have the question. Of course, you may have. No, as you said that everyone's back in years, we would love to have a chat with ourselves now to tell them, okay, go this direction, that direction. So it's good. Very much that the information is right below. Okay, you guys can see. It's taking me 5 seconds to find it online. So go
Wow, Enrique, you're fantastic. My God.
Go got some promotion and mostly for good reasons, right?
Yeah,
Great.
it's becoming dark on my side though. Goes. Oh my God, I think it's amazing. Good. Okay,
Good,
Natalia,
perfect.
that
So
was very good. I just, what about how the beam looks like in your region? What are the current levels really of maturity, what we call it here? Can you just give us 2 words about it? And we will not interrupt you, okay? So don't worry.
Okay. No. Yeah. The level of maturity, like if you go with the literature, it's like between 1 or 2. I want to say 2, but what happens like I mean Chile, Argentina, Peru. I don't want to forget anyone. Chile, Argentina, Peru are the ones that Colombia also are the ones who have more developed BIM, because they have their own government policies. So
Okay.
that's one of the reasons. And then I think like that Chile is the ones that has more advanced in BIM.
Okay.
However, the problem is, I think like the problem is worldwide. We have the same problems that we do have with our clients in the United States and Canada. It's like it's not really applied in all areas. For example, sometimes the clients use BIM to develop a CD, DD, whatever, but they don't use it into the field, and they don't use it to take quantifications. Sometimes they do that, but they don't take it to the field. The field it's always the last part. I have some clients that they do work on field with BIM, and I think like they are really ahead of everybody, but they don't use it as much as they could. So at this moment.
This is great, Natalia, because that means that we have a lot of potential to grow, and
I was thinking.
maybe that's the place in the world where we will find the money for me for our stuff, right? No, but that's a good one. But you said so the regulations when you look at Brazil, that they're not really just having any particular advancements. So just the smaller countries are just more advanced than the big one.
No, Brazil has they have their own law. I mean, that's, in Peru, they have two. I apologize. I am looking at the chart right now that I have it prepared. It's like, I can send it that to you, or you can find it in our website. I mean, in the website of the Studio SE, BIM situation in Latin America. We do this chart that says like, okay, Uruguay, Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Peru, Mexico, and Costa Rica are the ones who are leading BIM in Latin America. Chile is the more advanced. They have developed standards. Plan BIM Chile is about they developed that, and most of Latin American countries are taking that as reference. And then Peru also have that Supreme Decree or something like that. I don't. And those are supported by the government.
So what I'm hearing from you is just really just a lot of potential. That's what I'm hearing. If I try to look at from our perspective, from the company perspective. So it's a lot of potential. It's a good stuff to really just to make it something big in terms of development. So that's great.
Yes.
What are the markets you talk about your company? So you're really focusing most on the Americas, North America, and the South America. Are you having any other contracts in Europe, etc.? Are you working with some European clients as well?
Oh no, we want to. It's our next step. I mean, that would be really good for us. We're just getting there. I went to Dublin when I started talking with Enrique, and I was there to see how was the market in Europe, and I'm going to be next year too. But we don't have clients there yet, but we really want to work with Europe.
No, I think so. So coming back to your first statements and about the company. So you said that you're providing the outsourcing services. You're providing so you have the modelers who can just create the BIM object, right? That's what, if I understood well. You can also just help the companies to implement BIM. Yeah. Okay. So that's the second part. And of course, the one things which I do not forget is just that you promoting also the diversity in the BIM world, to making sure that you have just also the women's into something happen. Enrique, he's using some new functionalities for sure.
Showing the graphic that Natalia was talking about, I found it. Yes, so I was to share it.
Yeah, thank you.
It's fantastic because it's in Spanish, or just I think
it's in Spanish, but we have another section in English.
No, don't worry. I'm fully trained right now by Enrique just to recognize Spanish everywhere. Okay, good. So I think there is a huge potential, really, Natalia, on what you're saying. From the cost perspective, I think you also just potentially you can be interesting for the European companies or the other countries as well, because potentially your cost will be competitive when you look at Europe. So I think that's very interesting as well. What about the languages? So which languages, guys, you were just speaking? Spanish, I got it.
English, of course.
English, I hear it. Is there any other skill set, guys, which you have in French or German, or that's just you based only the
leave something for the rest of the people? You take so French, German, you go to Euro market, they're not gonna leave anything for all the
there's plenty of market for everybody. I mean, that's what we need to understand. There's plenty of market of everybody. We don't need to get in a fight or something. No, just play clean. There's a niche for everybody, and I mean, that's it. But actually, we speak English and Spanish, and we had a project in Portuguese. So that's
nice. Very good.
All the team is prepared to work in Spanish and English, of course.
Perfect.
Very good. I think, Enrique, we are reaching out till the end of our discussion. Natalia, this is great. So just as I said, a lot of opportunity and just spending the time with us. I hope everything's will go okay. Enrique, any final thoughts? Any final comments?
No, nothing. Just to thank you again, Natalia, for the time spent with us. You give us a lot of insight in terms of the situation in America. It was we really nailed the points that we prepared. So it was a pleasure to have you on discussion. Welcome to the member or to the family of the BIM Cafe. You're a fan of them already, and we keep in touch. We know each other when we are online. Just let me just 10 seconds to give publicity to what we do, of course, also because same as we publish the mentoring scheme for the women in BIM. We also want to know, like we are on the YouTube, the BIM Cafe. Go there to subscribe, please. Check all the videos, interviews like this one with Natalia. Natalia, I'm sure she's already subscribed for sure. And give us a bit of a hi or hello or something in the comments. We'll always like to hear. So it's a pleasure to interact with you online, guys.
Yes, so we are finishing the season 2 right now. It will be in the next 2 weeks. We are just end of the season 2, so that will be 2022. Very rich in emotions and very rich in different developments. So that was great, and thank you all you guys to being with us, sending us the comments and sending us. We have a lot of requests, people coming for a season 2. No, season 2 it's closed already. We have all of it sign up so that no more people. No, sorry guys, but 2023 it's already open. We are putting the schedules. Do not afraid, just put some comments and questions if you'd like to hear more from us. So that's, I appreciate. And I'm not the BIM person. I try to get the money, guys. I try to find the money in the whole process. So thank you very much.
Thank you everybody. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Okay,
really hope you enjoy it.
Thank you,
guys.
Bye.
Bye.